refreshing.
Oh, hey, now come on. Hang on now. Can't we just settle this over a pint? No. All right, then. Come on!
Chilled now, and Ingrid serves it in the traditional manner, from a pitcher with a garland of greenery.
These guys find the kind of relaxation and release they need in a cold glass of beer. For them, only beer does it.
Grandpa's telling tales of yore. Bruce Q talks about comics more. Norm's got jokes that we adore. Hawk's our mascot, hear it roar. 3BeerMen drinking in the streams, laughing like it's no tomorrow. Hawk's loud score praising the bars, filled with joy, never sorrow. Grandpa's got his old school tricks, Bruce Q's latest adventure and more. Norm with laughs that'll mix, Hawk circles watch him soar. Beer cans clinking, stories unfold. Nights like these are pure gold. These memories bold, never sold. In Twilight's glow time behold. Everyone needs a night like this, full of stories can't be missed. Simple joys, pure bliss. In each sip, there's a twist. Men drinking in the streams, laughing like there's no tomorrow. Hawks loud spark raising the bars, filled with joy, never sorrow. 3BeerMen drinking in the streams, laughing like there's no tomorrow. Hawks loud spark raising the bars, filled with joy, never sorrow. Grandpa's got his old school tricks, Bruce Q's latest adventure and more. Norm with laughs that'll mix, Hawk circles watch him soar. Beer cans clinking, stories unfold. Nights like these are pure gold. These memories bold, never sold. In Twilight's glow time behold. Everyone needs a night like this, full of stories can't be missed. Simple joys, pure bliss. In each sip, there's a twist. In each sip, there's a twist.
Hello and welcome to 3BeerMen. I'm Norm, one of your hosts, and we got Cosmic over there, Cosmic Grandpa. Bruce and the Hawk are running late, it seems. We'll just, I don't know, Cos, you just want to start the show?
Bruce, of course, is in Washington, D.C. today. I do have pictures and video. So I know he's out there. He's probably just either in a dead zone or in between venues at the moment. And I'm sure Hawk will soar in.
Yep.
So yeah, howdy out there. And I do not have my pop-ups tonight. I'll tell the story of what we're doing studio-wise tonight. We've got some more changes. So a shout out to Subpack Vet for the cookie and Burt Cocaine for the can, since I can't pop it up on the screen.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So I'm looking at the stream and it actually looks a lot clearer than normal so that's cool. For me anyway.
Yeah, the video quality is pretty sharp. So yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that. But while we're waiting for Bruce and Hawk, let's start out with what we're drinking, and let's start out with you, Norm.
All right, I got one from Anderson Valley. I don't think I've had this one on the show before. I don't know why I don't have more Anderson Valley on the show. Anderson Valley makes a really great beer. It's it's a valley above San Francisco in California. It's in between the Pacific Ocean and the Central Valley in California. And the can doesn't show up that well because of my green screen. Although it's not green, it's yellow. So I don't know. There's gold. This is called Boonville Gold Ale. And Boonville is where the brewery's located in Anderson Valley. Quite an unusual place. That valley is kind of secluded. They don't really like outsiders, and they have their own language. So so they can talk around outsiders. It's really strange. Called bootling. Uh, and it's I think mainly they
I
don't
was
like that.
gonna say the last time you had Anderson on here, it was Boont Amber Ale.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
Yeah. On most of their cans, it says ball horning, and that's good drinking or cheers in their language. I don't see it on this can though, but that in bootling, yeah, they created like a secret language about 100 years ago. I think mainly there's a lot of stories why they created it, but I think mainly is because they grow a lot of pot up there. They don't. And that's
Anderson Valley up there near Humboldt, huh?
yeah, it's right below Humboldt. So
Yeah, that would explain it.
so yeah, they don't like outsiders. They don't like authorities. They grow a lot of hops too. Um,
Yeah.
so they do make some great beer up there. So it's a golden ale. So it's actually one of the best golden ales I've had. I don't drink a lot of like golden ales. I drink a lot of IPAs, but it's not an IPA. But it does have hops in it, and it's actually quite refreshing. So
I would swear I've had something from Anderson on here before, but because I remember the bear with the horns.
yeah, the beer. They call it a beer. It's like beer.
I know I've had it, but for some reason it's not showing up when I search for it on the website.
Yeah, it says on the website I've only had Anderson Valley twice before, and that was their Boont and their Hop Otting, which are both really good beers. Their Boot is their like flagship beer. So yeah, they're in Humboldt County, I think, or Mendocino County. So yeah, Mendocino County, right below Humboldt.
Neighbors.
So,
right.
Yeah, and Mendocino County is also known for growing pot. So
Indeed.
so it's called the Golden Coast. So yep, cheers. And they're also on the cans and the bottles. They also claim to be a solar power brewery, and I've seen that on the cans forever. So
I remember reading that they're one of those green breweries that claims to be energy efficient or energy conservational or something along those lines.
and they are still independently owned, unlike a lot of the other breweries that are getting bought up by the big brewers. So there we go. I can't find the APV on there. I think it's about normal, like a 5. No, it's 4.8 APV. So just like a normal beer, but it's a lot better than Bud Light. It was on sale, so too. I got it really affordable price. I'm not sure why they had it so cheap. So I think I paid $10.99 for the 12-pack, which unheard of for craft beer. So usually they're twice that much for a 12-pack. So cheers. What are you drinking, Koss?
All right. Well, I had to think about an appropriate beer for tonight's show. I still had one can of the Trump's Revenge beer from what were they? Conservative Dads Brewing. Yeah, I had one can of that left, but I figured since today is the last day of the current residency, that I would have a beer for the current resident instead. And I honestly couldn't think of a better beer to commemorate the last day of this residency than Weyerbacher's Blithering Idiot. So that is what I'm having tonight in honor of our current and soon to be former resident. So this is actually a barley wine, which is not a wine at all. Barley wine is a style of beer, which really is not very different from a regular ale other than the high alcohol content. What used to distinguish a barley wine from a regular beer was an alcohol content over 7%. 7 is pretty mild nowadays, as we talked about in last week's show. When I first started brewing, 6% was considered to be a high alcohol beer. And by the time I retired from brewing, 9% was fairly tame in the grand scheme. I think Hawk is here. I'm going to give Hawk just a minute here to get his picture working and bring him in.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
All right.
I
There
thought
we
I had
are.
all this set up yesterday, but I'm having to reset it up. So I'm going to get my avatar.
We'll get there. All right. So yeah, 11%, 11.1% ABV, very high in malt and also high in hops. But that results in a fairly dark, you can't really see it. It's not dark at all. It is very amber. If I were to shine a light through it, as a matter of fact, I think I do have a light here. I can get a little more light on it. Now you can really kind of appreciate the amber of the color there. So yeah, cheers and farewell to our current resident.
Cheers. So what are you drinking, Hawk?
I'm not yet. I'm probably Jack and Coke. I'm still.
All right. Well, why don't we?
And of course, we're waiting for Bruce on the night where the show is primarily centered around Bruce. That seems to happen.
Let's hope he's okay. He's probably, like you said, just in a dead area. So can't get reception because he is out of town. So, why don't we say hi to the chat while we wait for him and Hawk to get set up?
All right, let's do that.
Yeah,
Good.
I don't see anybody in the Odyssey or the Rumble chat yet. And I am getting feedback from Hawk, by the way.
Yeah, Hawk, whatever it was that we did, earpiece next to the microphone, whatever that was last week. It's getting a little feedback there.
Are you still getting it?
Norm, you have to talk.
Hold on. Let's see.
It's gone.
Yeah,
it's gone, Norm.
It's gone.
All right. Yeah, so yeah, nobody in the Odyssey, the Rumble, or the Twitch or the X just yet. But over in the YouTubes, we have Deepak Shakur catching us over on the Madness Comic Network. Over on the YouTubes, we are exclusive to Madness Comic Network over there, even though we do have our own channel. Looking at the copyright strikes that the that the Madness channel has to manage, I don't think we'll start broadcasting again on our channel anytime soon.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it.
Yeah, it is nice. I can see the in this new setup, I can see the YouTube chat here. Leaves me one less window to have open. So
Indeed.
So
So
what
that brings us over to the D Live. And coming over to the D Live, silly me didn't put up the the aggregator tonight because I was thinking I couldn't do pop-ups anyway, and then I realized, hey, wait a minute, I use the aggregator to keep track of who all is in the chat too. So I'm just going to have to wing it tonight. I think first in tonight we had TL Spud, followed by John Rogers and Bad Zoot. And let's see, we've got Val Kimber, we've got Jayla17, we've got Willie Fix It out there tonight, and I don't know if anybody else who is out there commented. I don't see. So
Mikey Baseball's out there.
Oh, Mikey Baseball. Okay, that's next time I will get the aggregator up. I apologize for missing you there. And a number of lurkers. So welcome everybody over on the D Live. Pops was just talking today on the draw stream about how nobody comes to visit Madness Comic Network over on D Live. So one of these days, if you're not doing anything, look up Madness Comic Network over on the D Live and give them a follow. Go out and give them a watch every once in a while.
Yeah. So
and Peggy Dancer just joined us, saying hi, 3BeerMen. Again, sorry I can't do pop-ups tonight. We are on a new toy tonight, which again I will talk about in a little bit, especially if we're filling time.
Yeah. Over in Pilled, we got Flip City Magazine was the first one, saying looking forward to Bruce on the Loose, and we are as well. And we got Subpack Vet that gets us a cuckoo we mentioned earlier, and Burt Cocaine gifted us a can. Thank you both for the gold pills, the first of the evening. We have Mr. Tizo out there. Good to see you, Mr. Tizo. We got our friend Spazzo Yeti. We got Subpack Vet. Willie Fix It is also over there, double dipping. And Mikey Baseball is also over there. He's also double dipping over from D Live. And we got Red Pill, we got a raid just came in and everything popped up. Okay, we just got a raid. I think who gave us the raid? Due Diligence. Thank you, my friend. My whole chat just moved. So where'd I leave off, Cos? Right. Wait, hold on. My chat is messed up.
Bert Subpack Vet, Stacks, Mikey Baseball, Willie Fix It.
And
is that where you're at?
Redeem Patriot. Then Due Diligence came in with Happy Days, Zoom 911 or M911 Zoom. Black Yoda, how you doing? Father Larry, good to see you out there. Anonymity. How do you pronounce that one? We got get back to you. Just Jim. Anatomy. Do you see it, Cos?
Anonymity.
Yeah, okay.
You need a couple more ABVs, Norm, to pronounce that one.
Yeah. Doodah Man. We got Scale. Hold on. My chat is moving. Can you get the rest? Oh, we got Madness Comics Network out there. Can you get the rest of them? And just Jim just gets
Indeed.
a can.
My suggestion would be to, instead of reading out all the raids, let's just read out the people who actually comment.
Yeah, okay.
That'll make life a little easier. And go ahead, Norm.
We got a can and a cookie. We got a cookie from Madness Comic Network. Good to see you. So, like we said, go over and give Madness Comics Network a follow over on D Live and a like over on, or a thumbs up over on YouTube. Yep. So, and I'm sure we have a palindrome now that Jim gave us a can, or we had one. I can't see the pill count, so.
Yeah, I think somebody messed up because we're at 618. So I think we were at 616, and then somebody dropped 2 gold pills or something like that. But anyway,
So good to see everybody out there. All right, so why don't we tell everybody about the new setup while we're waiting for Bruce? Unless you
all
had something
right.
else in mind before that.
Well, the reason the captions look a little different, and you might, if you're watching on a screen that supports it, see the video a little sharper, is because we're trying yet another streaming platform. You may remember a mere 8 episodes ago, we actually announced that we were switching from my homemade all in-house broadcast network consisting of my machine and a lot of finger crossing and prayers. We switched over to something called StreamYard, which is what most of the streaming shows seem to use. We thought that would be an upgrade in terms of some of the technical issues that we were having, and some of the neat things that we'd be able to do. And I'll be honest, StreamYard's a pain in the ass. Bruce never got his audio working right with StreamYard, and it didn't work very well with mobile devices. And for being the most popular package out there, I really was having a hard time understanding why everybody used it, and especially since they just doubled the price. So at the point at which we renewed, we managed to sneak in StreamYard with the same price as last year because we snuck in just in time. But if we were to go sign up for the exact same account we have right now, or when it comes time to renew it in less than a year, the price is going to be double what it is right now, which is to say over $80 a month. $80 a month for the privilege of streaming.
Not worth it.
Not at all. So we are trying something new tonight. Tonight's product is called EV Mux. There it is. I just put the logo up there. Powered by EV Mux, EVMUX. It's an alternative to StreamYard, and we are sincerely hoping that it works better. In the testing that we did yesterday, when Bruce gets here, we'll find out. But it certainly was working a lot better. And EV Mux has some pretty cool features. I haven't figured out yet how to integrate my pilled pop-ups, but that's because there's a couple different ways I might be able to do it with EV Mux. So we'll be playing with EV Mux over the next few weeks and months, and we'll see how that goes. And Just Jim says palindrome time, because we are now at 7:37 thanks to a cookie and a couple random pills out there. And due diligence is going to mess that up for somebody until they drop 2 more pills, I think. We'll have to get to 9:39 next.
So thank you for the can.
Thank you, due diligence, for the can. We appreciate it.
Yep. So
yeah, that's what we're doing. So here we are. EV Mux is so if anybody out there has used EV Mux before and has any suggestions or any thoughts as to whether we should stick with it or not, I'm on a trial version for I think 5 more days, and then I got to make a commitment one way or another. So
yep. So it seems to be working so good on so far, so good on my end. So that's cool.
Yeah, indeed.
We are crash testing this, and we haven't crashed yet. So
yeah,
indeed.
We'll see how long we can go live for. So
better better than Elon did with the top half of his last Starship launch, right?
Yeah.
Although he did pretty good with the bottom half.
Yeah, he says he learns every time, even if he crashes it. So hope he learns something.
Oh yeah. Oh, I have no doubt that every time. Yep. Won't be too many more times till he's plucking them out of the air like Miyagi with chopsticks.
Yeah. Just a lot of people seem to be a bit sore at him about how he's handling X recently. But you know, if any of us, either here or in our chat, could or had the ability to silence our critics, I think we all would. So I'm not going to throw any stones at the dude.
All right. Well,
I would in a heartbeat. I do that already, and I don't have that power. I drop a deuce on their car if I don't like them or anything they said. So I'm already that bad. So I won't criticize them.
well, you drop. Okay, never mind.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome. You really don't need to thank me, Norm.
Yeah. Yep. So, do we have any this week in beer or anything like that, Kaz? Or
I think I do have one thing that I pulled up, I think, for this week in beer, and this will be the first time that I've ever tried that. Okay, well, that's interesting. I'm going to have to reposition the cameras a little bit or something along those lines because that's not the most effective approach. But
yeah,
I'm just learning the new layouts with this. I can do all custom layouts with this, and I can set it all back up the way that it is. But I just got it in my head that I was going to do this yesterday, and didn't really have that much time. So a little follow up on the Jaguar debacle. If you guys remember when we did the story a few weeks ago, and we played the Jaguar commercial with the the vibrant colors and all that fun stuff.
Yep.
So there was an article this week in GB News about the Jaguar fiasco. It turns out that Jaguar sales have plummeted by more than a quarter since that commercial. And that was based on figures released by Jaguar Land Rover in their public disclosure, which indicates that the number of vehicles sold dropped to 33,000 last year. So the commercial did not do anything to revive the brand. Nigel Farage, a rather prominent political figure in Britain, made the famous "Go woke, go broke."
Did anybody else see this happening? Anybody else see the writing on the wall here? You know, some of these things, like Jaguar, like perhaps Bud Light, like perhaps certain news agencies, aren't coming back. They are crashing. They're going into oblivion. They aren't coming back. They are doing this at the absolute wrong time.
Are they part of Ford though? Are they a subsidiary of Ford? I thought Jaguar.
No, I think Jaguar Land Rover is the parent company, I believe,
of Ford. Okay, so
no.
Ford stands alone.
Okay.
Ford does have a few things under it, but okay, out of all the American car companies, only two have never filed for bankruptcy: Ford and Tesla. If you didn't know.
Okay, I looked it up. Jaguar Land Rover is actually owned by Tata Motors, which is an Indian company.
Oh, wow. Wasn't expecting that.
Since 2008. Yeah, you were right, Norm. Ford used to own Jaguar Land Rover, until 2008. But Tata Motors bought Jaguar Land Rover from Ford in 2008. So it's been an Indian company since then. Maybe that explains. Well, not really.
Yeah, I
I don't think
don't.
that
Yeah,
commercial would fly in India at all.
Yeah, that's very.
maybe the colors would, but not the philosophy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. The color, you could paint a bus in all of those colors and it would fit right in.
Yep.
Yep. Very much like their clothing dye. Yeah, that might be
Yeah,
where the clothes from that commercial came from.
indeed. So, have you guys been following the the TikTok ban thing?
A little bit,
Yeah.
but
So
not.
TikTok did actually go dark last night.
Yeah.
It actually shut off. And honest to God, I swear, the collective screams of 70 million angry Gen Zers were so loud that it was picked up by satellites in orbit.
Yeah,
It bounced off
And
the ionosphere.
yeah, but yeah, I think it's really funny that they held this out. When they passed this thing back last May, they deliberately set the date of the ban to go into effect on the very last day of the current residency, figuring that was going to make life a complete bitch for the next administration. And what I find to be really funny is that TikTok is now crediting Donald Trump for the fact that they're turned back on today. And all the Gen Zers are about to become MAGAs.
Ha ha ha.
It's
Yeah.
brilliant. It's
yeah.
absolutely brilliant.
It is, and that it's a heck of a decision to make. But the only thing I really thought about with yeah, I saw that somebody had posted that they were that it actually happened, and there were some I saw so many tweets and of people
Oh, the wailing and the gnashing of
flipping
teeth
out.
and
Oh yes,
the
you would have thought
tears.
you would have thought we had a real problem. But the only
Yeah, a third world problem. Yeah.
yeah, but the only thing that I would say in any sort of I don't use the word sympathy because I don't have that. But it's where there was a fair amount of content creators that their financial income kind of hit a speed bump there for a minute, and it really shook their foundations, rightfully so. They shouldn't. I mean, it's hard to rely on one thing. I mean, YouTube, the way they pay has gone way down. X doesn't really pay any content creators yet, or not very many if they do.
Well,
So
yeah, I mean, I do know a number of content creators that do get checks, but you've got to be really mondo. Like I said, when you asked me before, Hawk, what it took to get monetized on X, 5 million impressions in 3 months is the bare minimum just to even qualify. And
Wow.
5 million impressions is pretty crazy. I mean,
yeah, yeah. Well, and
you've
to
got to either
even
be an influencer or you've got to have a network of some kind.
yeah. Well, there's some sort of huge following like Tucker Carlson had when he moved or got fired. Start out on his own. You'd have to have really some notoriety to be an upstart company. But that seems to be, kind of his MO is the elitists of the, good people, I guess, kind of, sort of, in a way, depending on who you ask. But that's an astronomical number from the numbers most of us are looking at. But I don't even think they're paying that much. Maybe when he makes his money back, he will consider it, a change of that schedule. But right now, he took a pretty good hit in the wallet. Even I mean, $20 is still $20 when it's Elon. So
So we got some action over in Rumble, and I noticed a pop up on the screen. So Not sure how that happened. Did you see that?
Pop-ups from like the pop-ups that are disabled right now are D-Live and Pilled, unfortunately, because I wrote that interface, and I have not rewritten that interface yet to work with EVMux. Give me a week, and I'll get those pop-ups working.
All right.
But we do have pop-ups from the mainstream sources, which are YouTube and Rumble.
So
And if anybody were to actually go out and comment on Twitch, we could pop those, or X, we could pop those up too.
well, thank you for stopping by our Rumble chat, Rocky, and Madness Comic Network jump over there as well. And I want to say hi to my friend AP 9889, who said hi to me over there in the Twitch chat. Jumped him.
Yeah, haven't seen AP for a minute.
Yeah, I've
Indeed.
seen him a little more here and there. So
And I wish I could pop the chats and the stickers up, because when it would pop up just Jim's. Good to see you, and M1911 Zoom. Happy America Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
That's about right.
So
Indeed, Merry Christmas Eve. So yeah, apparently TikTok is back up as of today, and there was a provision in the legislation, in the law that was passed back in May. The president was allowed to grant a 90-day extension if serious negotiations were underway to get an American buyer for TikTok. So that's the provision under which it's being extended right now, is that 90 days under which TikTok is still required to find a buyer. And I don't think that's going to be Elon. I know a lot of people think Elon is going to buy it. But I do think if you follow Kevin O'Leary at all,
Yes.
I think he has a group put together that has the wherewithal, the technical capability to actually take over TikTok and bring it in and fork the algorithm and do what they need to do.
Yeah, well, let's hope something like that does happen, because I think China is still unwilling to sell, but they're also unwilling to drop their spyware. So tough, you know.
Yep, I agree.
Oh yeah. This is going to be an interesting year with Trump and China. That's for sure. And I see both sides of it, because I import a lot of stuff. I had a company for a while that was manufacturing in China with Taiwanese parts and then shipping over here for us to distribute. So, and it was a product of our own design that was being manufactured in China. So my partner in that business actually flew over to Shanghai to set that all up. And
well,
so I see both sides of it, and it's going to be a really interesting time. Good.
Well, I can see both sides of it to a degree. I'm obviously going to make America first again, and I haven't been in the position you just described. But I'd say the guy that wrote the book, The Art of the Deal, is probably the best guy to negotiate with China on this, because they simply have to drop the spyware. There's just no two ways about it. And they can look at it like this. Look, they can either negotiate and sell it and still make money off of TikTok, or they can make nothing and the whole thing, gets thrown in the Pacific Ocean right next to the trash pile or trash island or whatever. So it's up to them. They've got, common sense should dictate that, we're better off even if we have shrinking profits, and we put that on the back burner and come up with something else that we're going to try and, like, fly hot air balloons over America. Or, oh, wait, they already did that. These people, you just can't trust them. You can't, I mean, time and time again.
The stories I could tell about the router hardware, TP-Link just got banned. I probably have 3 dozen TP-Link devices in my network somewhere, and TP-Link was just banned because supposedly it contains Chinese spyware, and it's sending your network traffic to China.
I think didn't they ban a couple different routers in the government already for government agencies, but now they're
Yeah,
banning it.
but TP-Link is now being banned across the board. It's like Huawei. I have a
Yeah,
perfectly good
Huawei.
Huawei watch that I can't use because I can't download the app for it anymore. The
Yeah.
watch is useless. It pisses me off. I paid $200 for it, the watch,
Yeah,
and I can't use it because the app is banned in the United States.
Wow. There's
Yeah,
no like hacking it or anything, writing your own app.
No, nobody's done it yet. So,
can you use a torrid onion browser too?
well, I could download the APK and I could force install it on my
Yeah.
phone, but I'm hesitant to download Chinese APKs and install them on the phone. You're kind of inviting spyware at that point. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can understand our militaries spying on each other. But see, when you have communism, your military is your government. That's a real major drawback to it, and that's what they do. Is it irritates me that they spy on our individual citizens. Like I said, I expect militaries to spy on each other and figure out who's got the latest, greatest what, where they're hiding it at, and da da da. I expect that, but with the way China, I mean that is a direct. I mean, I consider that a clear and present danger that they've been spying on citizens for so long and continue to do so.
The thing that I find hard to reconcile is that we are all very upset rightfully upset about the fact that a foreign country is doing that to our citizens. But we're a lot less upset that our own country is doing that to our own citizens. The NSA has more information collected on us through our own devices than China will ever collect on us through our own devices.
Yeah.
And even after Snowden, and there's a whole subject we could talk about right there is, will Trump pardon Snowden? But it didn't matter. Even after Snowden exposed the fact that everybody's data goes through a data center in Utah and everybody's data is logged and recorded, and it doesn't matter whether it's encrypted for the most part, unless you're using an encryption that raises a red flag, in which case they're watching you even more closely.
Oh yes, I agree. It's a serious problem, but in this case, I think it almost works in the order of operation needs to be get the foreign countries out of this mix of spying on us and our citizens. Then we can get back to taking on our government about their abuse of power.
We can worry about our own government spying.
Well, if Microsoft,
Well, like with our economy, for example, we have to fix our economy before we can help other countries. In this case, it kind of works backwards from what we're used to. We got to get the other countries out of our business before we can fix our own government, kind of, sort of. But I think a lot of this, I'm not going to be foolish as to say, we're going to get it right and we're going to get it all this time. No, it's a constant. Some things will be a constant battle. Even in a representative or constitutional republic, we still have problems that we'll have new problems. If we fix the old ones, we'll have new ones. So, but let's. I still have really high hopes, and I know it's not going to happen overnight. But thank God. Go back to Elon Musk again and the criticism he's getting. Don't forget, if it wasn't for him, I think it would have been a lot closer and arguable of a race. He pulled a lot of people, and so did RFK Jr. and a lot of people. Tulsi Gabbard brought her people over too. Each one brought a different amount and whatnot. But let's enjoy this win. We've been waiting for this win for a while.
I agree. I was just talking to Mrs. Cause earlier tonight about Snoop Dogg performing last night at Trump's crypto thing. And remembering, 4 years ago, the video of Snoop Dogg with Trump dressed as a clown, holding a gun to his head, almost Kathy Griffin style. And,
Yep.
Mrs. Cause is like, I don't understand how he can, just let that slide. And I'm like, I don't think he's letting it slide. I think he's gloating. I think he's,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is where he's, hey, if I can turn this, I've got Snoop Dogg. Now I've got rappers coming and performing
Well,
Well, I think a lot of
I had
rappers
to,
saw how much that, like Ice Cube, he went up to the administration and asked for help, and the Biden administration, and he said that they pretty much ignored him.
darn,
So
I had a TikTok video, and now it was a TikTok video, literally, and I didn't line it up for tonight. It was a video of Snoop Dogg in 2017 saying that he was going to bitch slap and go after anyone who performed at Trump's inauguration.
so
And
he,
then
so
next,
to
side
keep
by
his
side with
word,
a video of him last night performing at
Yeah.
Trump's.
so now he has to bitch slap himself.
I
Yeah.
would happily insist that he has to retain any credibility, or he's not a man of his word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit, I thought I had that, and I didn't. But
Yeah, that is actually fun.
yeah,
So
It lets you know how quickly some people can change sides like that. Absolutely amazing.
well,
I mean, there was that they showed back when Barbara Walters ran The View. They showed Trump showing up, and everybody was cherry pie to him. He used to be
oh
such a media
yeah.
darling.
Yeah, they've got the video of Whoopi Goldberg just loving on Trump like he's just the best thing since sliced bread. And now she's just so TDS deranged.
Yeah, but you look at it, and it can't, and it's not anything. Okay, it's all about human trafficking, is I think what it boils down to, and that lets us know who is involved with human trafficking and who isn't. I mean, Robert De Niro being another one. He's got charges in I want to say it was Italy or something like that for stuff like that. But it seems to me that is the common thread. They can have, abortion or any of these other things become issues with them because obviously none of them were conservative before. But these people have that common thread of human trafficking. And look at all the people finally keeping their word. Ellen DeGeneres is back, and I couldn't be more upset.
Yeah, I thought we were rid of her.
yeah.
But, there's quite a few others that have not only just recently fled Hollywood, but have fled the United States. And most of them are connected to Diddy.
Yeah, that's this time you might just see a few of them actually hold true to that promise that if Trump gets elected, I'm leaving the country, because this time they might need to.
Well, yeah, but I don't think they're blaming it on Trump. But it's the truth of the matter is they're fleeing the country because they know they're guilty in a court of law of some really uncouth actions. That's the truth of the matter. Now,
Indeed.
you could argue it's because they got Cash Patel and he's going to go after these people and hold them accountable. So that's part of it, But ultimately, it's on them because they did something wrong.
And TL just mentioned her Brit house just burned down. Yeah, I think I did read that somewhere that Ella DeGeneres' the house that she got over in Britain burned down.
No, it flooded.
Oh, flooded. All right.
I
I
think her.
think it. I think the truth of the matter is a house landed on her.
Yeah.
That would be about right.
Yeah.
I wish I had the Wicked Witch overlay.
Yep.
I do have the wizard, but
I think her California house burned down. So, and then her British house flooded. So.
Indeed. Oh my goodness. So yeah, that's that. Another bit of Trump news, by the way. Did you guys see that Trump launched a meme coin, just like Hawk Tuah Girl?
Yeah. I heard
Really?
I heard he was going to. I haven't actually seen it though.
Yeah, it launched Friday, literally Friday afternoon, and it is now Donald Trump is literally a crypto billionaire based on this. Let me blow that up just so you can see the headline there. Yeah, Donald Trump, crypto billionaire, because his new Trump coin, a meme coin that did not exist on Friday afternoon, is now worth over $50 billion.
Wow. So that's how much is
And
it?
I don't think they're going to rug pull this one. I think this coin is going to stick around for a while, actually.
I do too. How much is it per coin now?
I was 23. I think it was 23 the last time I looked.
Oh wow. So
Yeah.
$23 or 23 cents? $23?
No, I think it was $23.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It is it is
When Dogecoin is still like at what? I don't know, less than $1.
well, yeah, most of the meme coins are like, they're multiple zeros after the decimal point before
Yeah.
you get to the first actual digit,
Yeah, you have to
0.00003 cents.
I remember the first time I bought Dogecoin, I bought 25 cents of them, and I got like 1,000 of them. So 25,000 of them. So
Yeah.
There we go.
And then I did see that somebody launched a Melania coin, but I'm pretty sure that one is going to turn out to be a rug pull.
yeah,
Everybody who invests in that one is going to pretty much be out their money pretty quick.
Well, especially if it wasn't her that launched it.
No, it was just named after her. But Trump does apparently have a financial stake in in this meme coin because on paper this has now made Trump like 27 times richer than he was on paper. He was worth $4 billion in DJT stock, and this is now worth $56 billion. So he's now worth, in one day, he's worth 27 times what he was worth.
before he even goes into office too.
Yeah.
And they were like saying, "Oh yeah, most politicians make money after they
in office.
in
Yeah,
office."
right.
Which should be criminally investigated, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, let's see.
Hopefully it will be soon.
Biden fired that parting shot at Pelosi by saying that they should eliminate congressional trading. So we'll see what happens.
I think it needs to be, and I think honestly enough Congress people are actually more on board with that than they are with term limits, because I don't think any of them want to hear term limits.
Yeah.
Well, and to an extent, I can understand that. I mean, you look at some of the younger people out there, if they think they can make a difference, why should they be limited to doing it in 8 years? I'd be saying to myself, well, gee, I should have waited until I was 42 to go into Congress so that I could, have my most productive years. Yeah,
well,
I
that's
don't know.
true. That's true, but it depends on how they write the law for it. Because if they write the law where it's not like a limit of like 2 terms, like you have with the president or anything like that, but if they write it the right way and leave it kind of open-ended, because there are some that can stay in for much longer and do a good job. I think just to get in, if their territory is like or their district is like Pelosi's, I don't even think they should be allowed to run. If they're in that bad a shape after they've taken office and been in office for so long, I don't think they should be allowed back in. I think they need to. And then as far as term limits, like maybe after a certain age you have to take cognitive tests every year or something like that, as opposed to putting a year or an age on it where everybody is confined to the
Yeah,
same
putting
thing.
a
'Cause
time limit on it, put something that's,
a co-
yeah, I
a
don't know.
cognitive. Yeah, I think that's the best way to go about it. But ultimately, I see it as it's not a retirement plan. When you sign up and you
Yeah,
decide to run, it is because you want to do service, and service costs you something. You
agreed.
know?
The founding fathers did not intend for government jobs to be your retirement plan, or elected officials to be your retirement plan. The founding fathers didn't plan for government jobs at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And we've seen, I mean, you can see what problems have arisen because of it, and it's probably because they knew stuff like that would happen. You know, the deputy blah blah, lieutenant blah blah are there for 30 years, and they're actually controlling the actual elected official in many cases.
Yeah, and thank you, Due Diligence, for the can. So thank you for the gold pills. And that probably messed up the palindrome again. So
Well, we appreciate it very much
so
all the way around.
yep. So
Indeed. All right. Well, that was Trump coin. So I think that's pretty much all I had, other than one other gripe that I had. I'm fighting with yet another new piece of technology. I ended up getting a new phone today.
Oh
And
no.
the story is really interesting because I got an email from Google a couple weeks ago, actually, warning me that I was going to be getting a mandatory software update on my Pixel phone that was going to impact the battery life. And as a result, they were telling me that I needed to get a new battery and that they would, they had a couple different options for me. I could take my phone into an authorized repair center and they would give me a free new battery for it, which sounded pretty cool. Although when I started looking into that option, it turned out that you have to leave the phone at the repair center for 7 days.
Oh, good
Who can
Lord.
be without their phone for 7 days? I mean,
yeah, I cracked my screen on my phone once, and I brought it into like a kiosk at the mall, and they had it for an hour. And,
yeah, exactly.
it's
And
like
this is a U-break iFix. This is where you do take it in and they fix it in an hour for you. But for this program, to get the free repair, you had to leave it for 7 days. So that
That's
wasn't much of an
suspicious.
option. And so the other option was that you could get a $50 cash rebate, or you could get $100 towards a new Pixel phone. So I figured I got this phone in the phone that was I got the warning for. I got it in 2020. So before we actually started doing this show. So the phone was going on 5 years old to start with. So the battery was already hinky. I mean, my battery was down to, if I was talking on the phone, I was lucky if it lasted 15 minutes. And, you know, I had to pretty much keep it plugged in most of the time in order for it to be useful, because it would, the battery was pretty much done after 5 years. And they were going to give me a new free battery. And I thought, oh, this is great. But the other problem with the old phone was that the connector wasn't, the USB-C connector wasn't staying in solid anymore. Like, I put the charge connector in and it would pop back out on its own. I was to the point where I had to keep a rubber band around the charging cord on the phone in order to keep it plugged into the phone to keep the phone charging. So
you don't have a wireless. Don't they have a pad where you could put it on?
This was a 2020 phone,
Oh.
and it was a Pixel 4a, and I bought it after the Pixel 5 was released. So it was already an obsolete phone in 2020 when I bought it.
Yeah.
So not only does it not have wireless charging, it didn't even have 5G.
Wow.
I mean, literally, it did not.
Yeah.
So I took the $100 and I did exactly the same thing again. I put the $100 credit against a Pixel 8A, which is a phone that is now technically obsolete because the Pixel 9 was just released.
That's
So
like
exact same thing that I did with the 4A. I just got an 8A and got it. Literally, I ended up getting it for like $200 between the rebate and the discount for it being an obsolete phone, and so I was pretty satisfied with that. But of course, I just spent all afternoon today going through the pain of migrating to a new phone, which going from one Pixel to another makes somewhat painless, but still, I had to log back into all the applications, DLive, Pilled, everywhere else. Have to log into all those. Doesn't carry all that stuff over.
Oh man, passwords. Well, be grateful they didn't send you a notice and say, "Hey, there's a problem with the battery in your pager." And
oh, well, here's the reason why I wanted to rant about it, because yesterday the update finally ran on the phone. The promised update that they've been warning me, the mandatory update, it ran. I couldn't stop it. It ran. And after it ran, it stopped using up the battery. It ran all day and took like 2% of battery. It's like it fixed the battery.
So this is on your old phone.
On the old phone. Yeah. So I went and ordered the new phone because of the warning that they sent me that this update was going to screw up the old phone. And the update comes down on the old phone, and now the old phone works again.
It's amazing that an update can fix a battery that supposedly has a problem. Because usually in a battery, what usually goes out is what's called the dielectric, and that's the insulator between your charges, right?
Yeah, the battery it's chemically wearing down over time, and yeah, it's like it completely restored all the power features. Now, when I did try to charge it, it did say it was going to take 24 hours to charge. So the update did change the charging profile.
That's amazing.
So,
but
maybe it was TikTok. Did you have TikTok on your phone? No.
That's funny. When I started setting up EVMux, one of the first things it said is, "Do you want to connect to TikTok?" I'm like, well, let's see. It's going to end in about 3 hours now. Do I want to connect to TikTok? We don't have a TikTok account, so.
Yeah, I don't. I've never had one of those either. There's so many accounts I've never had that I don't even miss.
Yeah.
All right. Pops is saying, is it time for intermission and drop YouTube? We are not dropping YouTube tonight unless Pops needs us to drop YouTube for some reason. We don't plan on doing anything that is any more out of the ordinary. In fact, if Bruce gets here, we plan to do the second hour of Bruce on the Loose.
Hopefully.
And tonight's intermission is by Jonathan Colton, actually. So we should not get copyright dinged on it. Jonathan Colton releases his music under the Creative Commons licensing. So we should be able to use that. And the end of our intermission is one more reminder that it is your last chance to get a discount at Joe's Discount Pardon Warehouse. So I assume with that we're going to intermission?
Yep.
All right. We will be back in just a few, and we'll see if Bruce is here. And guys, I don't know if the mics are hot during this. It seems like we hear each other in the back room, but I don't know if that means the audience hears us or not. So we're going to try it as an experiment. I'm just going to leave everything hot, but run the intermission. We'll see what happens.
Okay, I'll mute.
Here we go.
Washington came first and he was perfect. John Adams kept us out of war with France. Jefferson made a Louisiana purchase. In 1812, James Madison kicked the British in the pants. James Monroe told Europe they could suck it. John Quincy Adams looked just like his dad. Andrew Jackson got rid of all the Indians. Van Buren served one term, but he wasn't bad. William Henry Harrison died early. John Tyler annexed Texas from Mexico. James K. Polk fought Mexico to keep it. Taylor was a Mexican war hero. Fillmore gave a boat to Commodore Perry. Pierce repealed the Missouri Compromise. Buchanan saw the Civil War's beginnings. Lincoln saved the Union, then he died. Andrew Johnson just survived impeachment. General Grant enjoyed a drink or two. Rutherford B. Hayes ended Reconstruction. Garfield was assassinated in 1882. Arthur suspended Chinese immigration. Cleveland made the railroad people squirm. Harrison signed the Sherman Antitrust Act. Grover Cleveland served another term. McKinley kicked the Spanish out of Cuba. Roosevelt was handy with a gun. Taft was big and fat and had a mustache. Wilson kicked some ass in World War I. Harding said let's laissez-faire with business. Coolidge made the roaring 20s roar. Hoover screwed the pooch in the Great Depression. Roosevelt beat the Nazis in the war. Truman dropped the bomb on Hiroshima. Eisenhower kept the commies well in hand. Kennedy was killed by a magic bullet. Johnson murdered kids in Vietnam. Nixon was a sweating, filthy liar. Ford gave Nixon pardon for his crimes. Carter lusted in his heart for peanuts. Reagan won the Cold War and lost his mind. George Bush Sr. poked at Saddam Hussein. Clinton gave an intern a cigar. W's legacy's a work in progress. That is all the presidents so far. In the year 2005 we're out of money. Somewhere surely freedom's on the march. I don't like to make political statements.
Hi folks, I'm Joe Biden inviting you to come on down to Crazy Joe's Discount Pardon Warehouse. We've got big pardons, we've got little pardons, we've got a pardon to fit every budget. Whether you're illegally storing tens of thousands of highly classified emails in a rundown apartment server or just got nabbed scoring a little recreational crack for the weekend, Crazy Joe's has the pardon for you. I guarantee it. We've got new pardons, used pardons, military surplus pardons, open envelope discount pardons, e-pardons, party pardons, do-it-yourself pardon kits, and so much more. Nothing says Merry Christmas like a warm, fuzzy blanket pardon. In the mood for something smaller? Crazy Joe's misdemeanor pardons make great stocking stuffers. Your kids will love them. And if Dad's been on Santa's naughty list this year, pick up our economical 3-pack. That's right. Buy 2 pardons and get the 3rd pardon free. Got a big problem? Crazy Joe's got you covered.
Our Gold Bond Premium Deluxe pardons come with open spaces for you to write in the name, criminal charge, and dates. If you're not sure if you need a pardon, you can choose from our Gold Bond Premium Deluxe line. Save it for a rainy day. And best of all, they're 100% legal because each Crazy Joe's discount pardon is signed by me personally, Joseph R. Biden Jr., President of the United States of America. Good credit? Bad credit? No problem? We offer in-house financing with easy payment terms, and if you are a registered Democrat, you are pre-approved. So bring the kids and come on down to our factory warehouse. We're located at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue Northwest, Washington, D.C. Cash only, please, and small bills are especially appreciated. But be sure to act now because while Crazy Joe's discount pardons are unlimited, time isn't. Offer expires January 20th, 2025. That's Crazy Joe's Discount Pardon Warehouse, where prices are come on, man, crazy.
Indeed. Last chance. 15 hours, 52 minutes, 40 seconds to get your Crazy Joe's discount pardon. That's how much time is left.
And I have the day off tomorrow. MLK Day.
Yeah. Guess the postman has the day off tomorrow too, huh?
Yeah.
All the banks are closed too.
Probably.
National holiday. But people are going to be celebrating for a different reason, I think.
Yeah, they should be.
Indeed. It's also Sticks Hexenhammer's birthday. So, happy birthday, Sticks Hexenhammer.
Not a fan.
No?
So, has anybody heard from Bruce?
I have not.
I haven't either.
We're going to have to really start faking it, although I do have a few farewell to Biden's lined up that I guess I could run if push comes shove.
Go ahead. I'll try and contact him.
All right. Well, while Hawk sends out the bat signal, see whether he's up to. I'm going to go ahead and run the first of a couple of video memes that I ran into. So
I
I thought this one was kind of this one appealed to me. Go ahead, Norm.
No, I wonder if Bruce got the update on his phone and his battery ran out. So.
Could be. He got the same Android update I did. Well, actually, mine was an update to Android 13, which is an outdated version of Android because I have an outdated Android phone. Mrs. Cause has a phone that's 2 years newer, and she just upgraded to Android 15. So, anyway, this meme is just one that, a random one that I picked up off of Twitter that I thought was kind of funny. It appealed to me as a computer historian, gaming kind of guy.
No, I haven't taken the test. Why the hell would I take a test? Come on, man.
I did that.
I thought that was pretty good.
Instant classic.
Yeah. You know, that's one thing we're going to have that wasn't in the past is memes. Like we could tell a historian can go back and look at memes in the future and tell like the like before they had to go back and
I have a whole segment for when the memers come on. Literally, the show is called We Are the Me Media Now. Oh, Hawk just dropped off. That was his cue to remind us all that, yeah.
he was going to try to call Bruce, so maybe he's calling Bruce. So.
but we are the Me Media now. And yeah, Flip City Mag. Howdy, Christy. I am proud of my outdated Android phone. Yeah, I'm going to miss my Pixel 4a. My 2020 Pixel 4a that didn't even have 5G. But
I don't even know.
I will get used to the new already outdated phone. God, what the new Pixel 9s sell for, though. I mean, they started like $1,000.
Huh. Well, yeah, that's how much. Welcome to my world.
Yeah. Well, that's apples. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
all apples. Yeah.
Yeah, but I it seems like Apple just came out with the 16, but it seems like the 15 just came out. So I'm still I think I got a 14. I don't even know which one I have anymore. I know the one before this was 10, so it's not a 10. It's somewhere between 14 and 10. Might be a 12. I don't know.
Indeed. Yeah, it's like I said, I was running Android 13. Now I think I'm running whatever is the newest. I have to actually look and see, but I think it's probably Android 15. It says
but the batteries
Android version 15, yeah.
Yeah. So the batteries are almost like, I remember on the old cell phones and the old laptops, you could actually change out batteries if the battery went dead. Now you're kind of stuck. If the battery dies, you either have to change it out, and which costs a lot more money than buying a new computer.
Without getting too tinfoil hat, because this is 3BeerMen, not Conspiracy Corner, not Flip City Creative Chaos, where we have Conspiracy Corner. But I think there's a reason why they made the batteries so you couldn't disconnect them.
I thought it was built-in obsolescence. So
I think it's so that the phone can never truly be completely shut off.
Yeah, because before you just took your battery and your car
exactly
out.
If you took the battery out, you knew damn well it wasn't transmitting, because there's no capacitor inside that thing that could hold enough juice to transmit for more than an hour. So if you took the battery out, you knew it was safe. Now you have no way of knowing it's safe unless you put it in a Faraday bag, and you know it's a good Faraday bag and it's grounded.
Yeah. or you put them in the microwave. I don't know. I heard that if you put them in the microwave, as long as
the microwave is pretty Faraday. It's pretty good Faraday cage. If you put a phone in the microwave, you don't have to turn it on. Don't turn it on. That's not the point. Don't microwave your phone.
That will definitely. That will definitely.
Make it not work. Yeah.
Make it not transmit at all ever again.
Yeah. But yes, the phone inside the microwave oven, that's a pretty effective Faraday cage that will keep it from receiving or transmitting.
Okay, am I back?
Yes. I figured you probably dropped when you tried to do two things at once with the phone.
I was okay when I went to text Bruce, but I decided to call him after that, and that's when it dropped.
That blew up the phone and the mic, yeah.
Yeah. Then I had to reset everything and log back in. But Bruce said he needs about another 10 minutes, and he will be joining us. So let's call that 15. Because he's in D.C. and he's walking over to the substation. But I'm not sure he's going to have great signal at a subway station. So.
Yeah.
Well, he may not, but that'll be a good test of the EV Mux, because we know how it works on his phone, even when he had good signal with StreamYard and the answer is shit.
Right. Well, I'm not sure, but I would imagine modern subway cars would have Wi-Fi. I would think they would. I don't know, because I haven't been around them much.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that you don't go dead the minute you get in the subway anymore. Just like it used to be, your phone went dead going through the tunnels here in Pittsburgh, because we've got tunnels all over the place, and now they don't. There's no tunnel in Pittsburgh where you can't go break down in the middle of the tunnel and still get cell service. So.
Yeah, I figured they fixed that at some point in time and just added a router and some sort of antenna to cover those areas that are actually an integral part of the subway cars now, is what I would imagine.
Yeah, extenders or thereabouts. Well, we can fill the time by running a couple more memes, actually. I completely forget what this one is. I just called it Trump Starship. So we're all going to find out together what it is that I called Trump Starship. Oh, yeah.
Booster now hovering as it aligns with the tower for catch.
Booster coming in.
Down to
that good.
Down to 3 engines.
Young man, there's no need to feel down. I said, young man, pick yourself off the ground. I said, young man, cause you're in a new town. There's no need to be unhappy. Young man, there's a place you can go. I said.
Wow.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
that was the Starship catch from.
Yeah, from X, from SpaceX. How much does NASA
Indeed.
do anymore now that SpaceX kind of took over?
Oh, they're still
waste money.
Yeah,
I
well,
sincerely hope that the first thing that Isaacman does, Jared Isaacman, by the way, the new head of NASA, and I sincerely hope that the first thing that he does is access the SLS, because that is a congressional boondoggle.
You guys don't know how close to the fire came to JPL. JPL is on the mountain right behind me.
Oh, yeah?
In this direction.
I know Wilson is close.
Yeah, Wilson is in front of over to the side of me. Oh no, Wilson is behind me actually because it's behind. Lee is in front of me. That's the one with the Hollywood sign. But
well, Wilson has my favorite observatory. That's the only reason I know.
Yeah. Wilson did get that observatory. Did get missed. It got a couple of the towers on top of Wilson. The fire did go to Mount Wilson and got a couple of the communication towers. I know ABC was down for 24 hours over broadcast. And Hawk, you got a hot mic. I don't know. It sounds like you're smoking pot. But
I am smoking
sounds
pot.
like Darth Vader there.
Yeah.
I'm smoking pot. I'll do a hit in your honor if you want.
We're gonna pretend it's Darth Vader.
Okay, yeah. But JPL came really close to the fire. I mean, like it came really close. I don't even know what kind of chemicals they have there if the fire would have hit JPL. But yeah, that's like maybe 10 miles away from me on the mountain. I used to go hiking around the trails of JPL.
Yeah, if it would have hit that, it would have caused some improvement to this fire.
Well,
who knows?
Well, that's one thing that they didn't really broadcast how close it was, because it did come really close. I think within a mile of JPL.
After following this a bit more, everybody's going to throw out the conspiracy theory jazz, but this was just, to me, the negligence of not having, the water reservoir full and having the fire hydrant circuit full and ready to go in that specific time. I'm sorry, man. It's just the negligence is so great. It has to be intentional.
I don't know. They lost like 100-year-old hardware store. One of my favorite hardware stores. It was like 100 years old, and walking in there was like a museum. Because they had all the stuff decorating it from like all these tools from like 100 years ago. I mean, it was like a museum as well as a hardware store.
Every now and then you run into a good old school hardware store like that. I know there's one in Boulder, Colorado called McDuckins or something like that.
Yeah.
If anybody's from Boulder, maybe they'll be able to verify that. But it's up there near the Pearl Street Walking Mall.
Well, you could find an old like lock, like they weren't old, they were new, but like doorknobs and locks with skeleton keys and stuff like that.
Yeah, Yeah, you can find the good old school stuff that a hardware store should have. And don't let Ace True Value fool you. That is not an old school hardware store.
Oh,
They're
no,
not
not at all.
bad.
Well,
They'll have nuts and bolts if you need them. I'm forever in those sorting trays out back.
A good hardware store you can go into and spend 2 or 3 hours and come out with the parts to build a really mousetrap style bong. Always.
Yeah, but nowadays we have like what's the orange one right down the street? The do it
Home Depot is orange, Lowe's is blue.
Yeah, Home Depot and Lowe's is pretty much it. And then I think there's still Osh around, but I'm not even sure if they're still around. They were owned by Sears. But
we still have an Ace hardware or two around here, but for the most part, Lowe's and Home Depot owns it all. Builder Square is gone.
There's still one up in the Great Central up there near Canada called Menards. They're a pretty good joint, closer to a hardware store than the other two.
About Menards, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they've slowly started to reach out. It used to just kind of be from Minnesota to the Dakotas over to Illinois was about as far as it went. Now it's a lot bigger on the map, and it's traveled south a couple states too. It's only 1 or 2 stores that are at the extremes, but it's there's a demand for it, especially with places that we've known our whole life, like Radio Shack disappearing.
Yeah, the Radio Shack.
Well, speaking of, Pops over in Madness said we have Menards in Michigan, but it looks like a Home Depot. So, yeah, that's a shame.
Up in
you
the
don't get
Pacific,
the old. I remember my old style. My hardware store, literally, it was located in Greenwood. I mean, that was the neighborhood, Greenwood, the Greenwood hardware store. I don't remember what it was called, but
the one that burned down I think it was called the Altadena hardware store because it was in Altadena, and Altadena is most of it's gone. Most of it's just gone. I had a friend that lived in Altadena, and his neighborhood where he used to live is gone.
I would like to see hardware stores make a comeback. Mom and pop.
Yeah. I saw a lot of reporting on Altadena. I think that's going to be one of the areas that gets neglected. It's going to be the East Palestine of the Ohio,
that's
or
where
of the Los Angeles.
JPL is right up the hill from Altadena. It's like that's where JPL is La Crescenta. It didn't get into La Crescenta, Flint Ridge, but that's where JPL is, La Crescenta, Flint Ridge, and it almost got into there. And then there's parts of Glendale. It didn't get into the parts of Glendale either, but because there's a mountain pretty much separating it with JPL on top. So
I heard that the land grabs are already starting to be, let's call them rough drafted.
In the Palisades, I could see that happening because the Palisades took on a bulk of it, but I could see a lot of developers looking at the Palisades. There was a lot of mansions that are probably going to become condos now.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm reading, is that despite protests to the contrary by Newsom and that administration, that a lot of the money that's going to come in to do the $250 billion worth of renovation, and that's what they're talking about, $250 billion worth of rebuilding. And a lot of that money is going to come from commercial developers that are going to be wanting to develop commercial real estate, private homes. Period.
It's prime right by the beach there.
Oh, it's super prime.
It's and there are a lot of, I don't know, there are a lot of wealthy people over there that might be rebuilding, and a lot of them probably have like houses in other places, even other countries, but I don't know if they're going to want to, because now all the houses that survive, it burned away all the brush, so there's going to be mudslides next rain.
Exactly.
And those are all going to wash
the next
off.
crisis. Yep.
Those are all the houses that did survive or partially survive that are on top of the hill are going to be down at the bottom of the hill after the next rain. It happens every time.
So if their house slides down the hill, then all of a sudden they get trespassing onto somebody else's acreage, or what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably get cited for trespassing for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe it's even an insurrection. Who knows?
They've already had a house crack in half because of the mudslides. They've already had some mudslides because there's no vegetation on the hillside anymore, holding the dirt. So.
Exactly. Yeah, that's going to be it. It happens. It's a cycle. This happened in 2018. It has not been that long. It's not like it's been 50 years since the last time this happened. This happened 8 years ago.
Well,
you know?
It is a fairly regular weather pattern that does this too, which leads more credence to the intentional neglect.
This one was a lot worse than ever before, considering how many neighborhoods got took out.
Damage was much higher than any recent one. Yeah,
it took on a lot more of the residential, which they couldn't say in the past. They've been able to save a lot of the residential areas, but this one went right through the residential areas like crazy. I mean, like.
Well, if a big earthquake would hit San Francisco, this would be a party.
Well, that's I almost mentioned that on last week's show. There was a big X blow up right after the fire about how they were predicting an earthquake. There is no predicting an earthquake.
Yeah.
There is no reliable prediction of an earthquake. So it was all bullshit. But I was all ready to talk about it on the show last week, how they were predicting right after the fires there's going to be a big earthquake. And then I realized there is no predicting an earthquake. That's not a thing.
You can't have a it doesn't happen.
Actually, there is, according to the Farmer's Almanac. They will, and this is one of the criteria they use to see if there is going to be an earthquake or some sort of natural disaster. It isn't limited to earthquakes, but by how many pets run away from home, dogs, cats, etc. It's in the Farmer's Almanac.
Well, yeah, that's because it messes with the magnetic. Because they notice a magnetic, and also the migration.
It's that sixth sense that animals have that for some reason. I don't know if it's fluoride in the water. We can't use our pineal gland or what they want to chalk that up to. But
it's a magnetic. It's a magnetic rays of the. But the migration patterns too. They do it on the migration.
I don't think that's it because they don't mention when they get their criteria for this. They don't mention bird migrations. They simply mention the pets that run away from home, and it's everything with four legs, pretty much.
Yeah,
is what they look at. But see, it can't really be magnetic because it doesn't change the Earth's magnetic field. It doesn't disrupt it when you have even a tsunami, which can cause or trigger an earthquake.
Doesn't technically affect the. TL says my spuds tingle. That's how I know.
Well,
and Val Kimber says if Stacey Abrams falls, you can predict an earthquake.
Oh yeah. Or what's her name too? Lizzo. She's another one that can trigger earthquakes.
Well, I think Lizzo is doing the Ozempic thing these days. That's we'll see where that ends up. But in the meantime, I guess I can try another quick filler here. This is a very short video that I had, and I'm going to try another view here just to see what this does. Okay, that's a different view. So let's try this.
I had a lot of things to do today, but you know what I did instead? I took a nap. It was a very good nap.
Okay, that was a short, but
I want to say hi to my friend Ben Band, and
for somebody that spent 40% of his presidency.
Thank you for putting that
40% of his presidency on vacation.
So,
I think that's a record. I think that's the one record he set, really.
Indeed. Father Larry, the fires were enhanced and started with directed energy weapons. I did see some pictures of blue minivans, blue VW vans, standing amongst the ruins. I'm not sure if those were AI generated or not.
well,
Yeah, I
that
suspect people are forging stuff like that nowadays.
well
Yeah, I think
that's interesting. Well, blue is a when we were doing layouts with a photographic imprinting, we would have a blue pencil that we would draw with because the blue didn't show up on the photograph, a certain color blue. So it's interesting that that blue and the energy weapons, it's
yeah,
almost like
yeah, that's the theory.
yeah.
Well, like I said, we could do a whole conspiracy corner on it. But,
So
right now, I would say they probably didn't have to use energy weapons to.
Ben, I think that's a AI generated, but it's very funny. Yeah, celebrity home tours half price. Yeah, they have they used to have tours through those neighborhoods of the homes. And Ben
indeed.
put like a meme in Odyssey chat. Uh,
Did anybody else see the meme of a burnt pizza that's like totally torched? It's like charcoal, and they're saying, "I'm never ordering another pizza from the California Pizza Kitchen again."
Well, this is what I had here. Let me pull these up. This is some memes that I pulled down, just some random ones. Um, so if you read through this one, this is where I miss Creative Chaos because we would have a guest do the reading. But I think this is pretty good when you
yeah, it's
when you appreciate it in
small.
its entirety.
Yeah.
Too small on my screen. Otherwise, I'd read it for you.
Hey, it's Donald Trump. Let's give him a ride. Then the wife says, "No, I dislike the man. Besides, we have no room." And then Donald's in the passenger seat, and he says, "Who's that?" He's like, "My ex-wife."
Very appropriate.
And it's moving weekend at the White House this week. Let me blow that one up a little bit. Yeah, it's moving weekend, and Biden moving his boxes of classified documents
in a U-Haul.
In a U-Haul.
That's safer than it was last time.
Well, this is where Bruce was last night. The popcorn rally, or tonight actually, the popcorn rally is what they were calling it, because apparently today is, in addition to being inauguration eve, today is apparently also popcorn day. So,
National Popcorn Day. I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, we've all had popcorn for what, 4 years now. I'm good.
Indeed.
I'm gonna have to break out the good popcorn from now. I got Amish popcorn. I'm gonna have to break that stuff out.
I'm gonna switch up and go to like Poppycock or Cracker Jacks or something.
Indeed. And it is the end. And yeah, mean tweets, world peace. That was another one. And yes, unbidened by what has been. So I think that was yes, uninstalling Joe Biden. Please be patient.
Unfriending
the country
too.
will be restored soon. So
everybody unfollow and unfriend Joe Biden.
Indeed. Father Larry just posted a picture of the White House. Like I said in our preview tonight, you don't have to stay. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
And by here we mean the soil that's America. Get out.
And yeah, and how you doing, Q&A holes? Yeah, and yeah, Father Larry's what's it? I can't even read the sticker he put. But
You know what I'm really concerned with all of a sudden? With Gavin Newsom doing such a belly flop on this, and I don't even see his own quote unquote people there, and by people I mean lizard people, being enough to get him reelected again. What if Kamala does run and it bumps him out and then Kamala's in charge of California? Isn't that a scary thought, though? I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, obviously, but I do know that was on her mind, and if it's on her mind, it should be on our minds, how to stop her.
Those are the same people that just put Schiff into the Senate.
Yeah.
After everything he did in the House, they just put Schiff in the Senate.
Yeah, we did not do that. Trust me, it did not happen that way. We actually had a re-election for because we had gotten Newsom out of office and then had another election, and somehow that election, even though all these people wanted him out, somehow he got reelected. That I don't think that happened.
I don't think it did either. I think for anybody that doesn't know, the Dominion voting machines were actually made to do what we did to Central and South America in the 80s. And then I think their trial run in America after that, because that was after Reagan and they haven't had another Republican since then, they used it and they're still using them in California in that way. And did you hear in the news where some official in elections is indicted for 6 counts of fraud in California? Yeah. I just saw that article.
They also use those machines in the Philippines too.
Yeah,
and they got actually. I think there was like a lawsuit that actually passed in the Philippines that said that they were cheating. So.
Yeah, well, they'll be back on the coconut telegraph soon enough.
Yep.
Indeed.
So, yeah.
I could probably look up that lady's name real quick. Hold on.
Have we given Bruce 15 or 10 minutes yet? He's got to pop in right.
We've given him considerably more than 10 minutes, and we're still faking it here. In fact, I'm actually going to switch to some Bruce videos here just to fill time for Bruce. Luckily, hey, and there he is. All right.
Oh, my God. Guys, you have no idea. It's been a nightmare getting here to the train station. I have no earbuds, so I hope you can hear me, and we have to catch a train.
Oh, we can hear you great, Bruce. Can you hear us?
All right, we're getting on the train again, so you got to give us another minute. This is the line we have to take to get to get back to my friends in Virginia. Give me 1 minute, guys. We got to get on this train.
Okay,
we took the wrong line.
Okay, I can cover the 1 minute.
Give us a minute.
Okay, the lady's name.
I can't. I can barely hear you.
Okay, the lady's name
Hold on
is
1
Alice
second, guys.
Van. Do I get a second, or do I get a whole minute?
Bruce.
All right, here we are.
Okay, Alice Van is the lady's name. A former Stanton City councilwoman is facing numerous felony charges related to her own election, which she has lost the seat. And that's out of Orange County, multiple fraud, multiple felonies over a 6-year period.
All right, Bruce. You look like you're
all right.
On the train.
I'm settled in. I'm settled in on the train. I'm just taking off my hoodie and my earmuffs so I can talk. Okay, here we go. Hold on a second.
Can you hear us, Bruce? Can you hear us, Bruce?
If I close this window, am I going to show up in the main screen?
Bruce, you're here. Can you hear us at all? Can you hear us at all, Bruce?
I can hear you, but I don't know.
Okay, you're fine, Bruce. You're perfect, or you were.
Yeah.
Turn the camera back.
I would definitely shut the window.
Yeah, cameras.
You're
All right,
good,
it's
Bruce.
easier if I do this. All right, good to go. All right, so Cosmic, I'm not sure what you were able to grab from the videos and from the pictures I sent you, because I had to find a place to get Wi-Fi in order to send them. But I sent you a bunch of stuff.
I have all.
All right. Okay, so you want to run through them from the oldest to the newest. Go for it.
Do you want to start with the video or the pictures? Because they were on two different sources, so I don't know what the time was.
Start with the videos first, because the photos kind of drop in at different intervals.
All right.
Okay, guys, so we're in the middle of a government convoy right here with a bunch of white vehicles with all government plates. I didn't realize it until I looked a little closer. I wound up in the middle of them. There's two white vans in front of me, there's three white vans behind me, and a white SUV. Two white vans behind me, two white vans in front of me, and a white SUV, all with government plates. Zoom in, it'll be on the license plate. License plate. License plate. Zoom in on the license plate. See? Government plates. So I'm going to jump out of the convoy, and I'm going to slow down.
Yeah, don't let him box you in.
No, smaller. Más pequeño. So here's one. See the first one? Uno. Dos. And then behind us, coming up on my right, are two more. So you can mute the video now, Cosmic, and just let it play if you can do that.
There's a new feature. Okay, I don't know that I can do
There's
that.
one. Government plates.
Talk over it, but I don't know that I can.
There's three of them. Okay. So here comes another one.
Like I said, I don't think I can
the SUV.
Plan.
That's fine. That's fine. Vehicles. They've got passengers on them. So we just kept weaving. We just kept weaving in and out of the convoy. Vehicles, heading towards the inauguration, most likely. So I just thought that was cool. We just left Newark, Delaware rest stop, and we're on our way down. So we'll catch you on the flip side, everybody. For 3BeerMen, it's Bruce Q. Wayne. God bless all. So yeah, we were in the middle of that convoy. We were weaving in and out to get through traffic because they would go fast, then they'd go slow, then they'd go fast, then they'd go slow. And we just kept weaving in and out of them until we finally broke through and got ahead of them because they were, I don't know what the hell they were doing. They were keeping in communication with each other. And I think the pickup truck at the very end was like security for them because the guy was wearing some sort of a uniform. It wasn't Secret Service or anything, but I couldn't read it because of the tinted windows. But you could see it was some sort of patch and shield. And then we just kept moseying on. But that was the drive down to... Yeah, that was the drive down to Virginia.
I'll run the next one. And,
yes, sir.
Here you go.
What's this?
Yeah, this one's for just as I said. As I said.
What happened?
Okay, I'm not sure what that was, but it is what
I'll
it
give you a
was.
quick rundown. That was the train from one station to the next. They closed off like 70% of the train stations going into DC, so you could only get off at one of three stations, either before Washington, D.C. proper, one in the middle of Washington, D.C. proper, and then one past Washington, D.C. proper. And so you could walk in from the north side, the west, the east side, the west side, or central if you took it right into the middle. And why don't you roll the next videotape? They forced us back onto the train. That's what we were doing. You saw me videotape getting back on the train. Wayne here, and we're on the train in the morning on our way in to Washington, D.C. from Virginia. And we're heading out to the Capitol Arena, where we're going to see, hopefully, Trump in his last rally before he gets inaugurated. So I'm here on the train with a bunch of people. And say hi, guys. We're just videotaping for our podcast. Say hi, Justin. Hi. Say hi, guys.
Trump.
There we go. So, of other Trumpsters, Chicagoans, and
CPD.
Azerbaijanians, and we're here. We're hanging out on the train. We're going in. So we'll catch you on the flip side, guys. God bless. So that was really cool. We met a bunch of people that we literally hung out with the entire time we stayed online. And that was fun. We got to hang out and chit chat with them and got to know them fairly well. 3 of the 4 people that we were hanging with from Chicago were all cops. The 4th was the nephew of one of the police officers, and that was her nephew, and he was Navy, retired Navy. So that was cool. Why don't you run the next video?
All right, I think.
All right, so we got off the train and we're heading towards the Metro Center, Capitol Center, not the Metro Center, the Capitol Arena. And we're on, what street is this? I can't tell. We're not on Constitutional, that's for sure. It's not Constitution. But they've got all the streets blocked off. All the train stations were blocked off. District of Columbia Courts, right here. Oh, 4th Street, here we go. 4th Street Northwest. There we go. All right, guys, we'll catch you on the flip side. Yeah, it was a crazy day. It started off at 39 degrees, and by the time we got close enough, it was like 29 degrees, and it was sleet. And that was a phone call. My landscaper trying to tell me he was going to plow my driveway. Anyway, from work. All right, why don't we go for the next video?
Well, the next one, you are going to introduce someone else from the Pilled. So I don't know if you want to reintroduce that at all or not, but that's the next one.
Yes, sir. That's our good friend here on Pilled Foxhole. His name is none other than Red Pill Ken. Roll the video.
Red Pill Ken.
We're here with Red Pill Ken.
That's right.
From Red Pill Ken.
That's right.
On Foxhole.
That's right.
On Foxhole.
Foxhole.
Rumble.
Rumble.
On D-Live.
I just got kicked off for X.
No.
Fuck you, Elon. Fuck you. Fuck you, Elon. That's the way I look at it.
Unbelievable.
That's right.
Good to catch you, brother.
All right, good, brother.
We'll see you later.
You got it.
So that was really cool. Red Pill Ken and I have been keeping in touch all week long. He actually had an extra ticket to get into the arena. He never made it into the arena. We never made it into the arena. He left, but he got a lot of footage, and he was showing it on his Rumble channel while he was down there because he could not access pill.net while he was in DC for some reason. There was some issues with Wi-Fi. So, but we did a good thing. We got to connect. We hung out for a quick minute, got to give each other a big bro hug and just kind of like hang in there. And then he went on to videotape some more, and we had to get on the end of the line. Otherwise, we weren't going to get in, which we didn't get in anyway. But go ahead. You can go to the next clip.
Indeed. It's Bazzy Yeti and Flip City Mag both loved it. And Flip City says, F you, Elon. So, I love it. All right, well, here's the next one.
All right, so we still have like half a mile to walk before we even get in yet.
I just want to get in this.
We're trying to do the best we can. We've been in this crowd for, what is it now, 4.5 hours?
Easily.
So we're just, I mean, there's a shit ton of people behind us, and there's a shit ton of people ahead of us. And we're just doing the best we can, just keep our sanity and not hurt anybody trying to cut the line. 8.5 hours we waited online, and we didn't even get in. I bumped into a bunch of people from the Dilly show, which was really cool. They saw me wearing my Dilly sweatshirt, which there are some pictures. Why don't you grab up those pictures now, Cosmic, and let's jump in on those real quick. Start from the oldest to the newest, and I can explain what they are before we finish off the videos.
Pull them up, and there we go. Yeah, there's...
So that's the montage of my tickets for the actual inauguration, which I got from my congressman, Andrew Garbarino, who really hooked us up nicely, thankfully. And go ahead to the next photo. So it comes with a brochure that explains what, the process of the inauguration and the history of the inauguration. And then you get a black and white picture of J.D. Vance and of our good president, Donald J. Trump. And then the tickets and the actual invitation itself. And the tickets are really cool. And then the map that goes with it shows you the section we were supposed to be in on the great lawn of the back of the Capitol, which obviously didn't happen or won't happen tomorrow. And apparently they've moved it now into the White House. From the Capitol to the inside of the Capitol Rotunda, and then from the inside Rotunda, they moved it to the White House. So, and there's my buddy, Red Pill Ken, my new best friend. Love you, Red Pill. Thank you for everything. This is the crew from Chicago. We had a blast. We just bullshitted online. We found an Irish pub that was opened by like 11:30 in the morning. We were still online. We got there at like 8:30, and by 11:30 we really hadn't gone all but maybe 6 blocks. And the Irish pub was good enough to supply tomato soup and sandwiches, which came in very handy because we ate earlier this morning before we left to get on the train. So yeah, it was an interesting event. And Elvia got interviewed by a Spanish news organization. So this is Elvia being interviewed.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if I sent you video of that, but that's all right. Keep going.
I don't think you did.
There's Elvia. We're literally wearing like 6 layers of clothes, and it still didn't matter because the rain just soaked right through all of them. So we're wet on top of being cold. And this now is from the outside the Metro Center, the Capitol Arena. That's the Jumbotron that was right outside.
Live early this afternoon.
Yeah, well, we wound up realizing at that point we weren't going to get in, and right after this, we bailed and we went to a restaurant called Matchbox on E Street, and here we are hanging out in the restaurant watching what's going on.
That's a smart thing to do.
Absolutely.
Hang in the nice warm restaurant with some drinks and watch it on TV.
Absolutely. All right.
Exactly.
Go to the next frame.
I think that was it. I think
that was it. Okay. So let's go back to the videos.
That's all the way around. All
Let's go back to the videos and see what I have left on the videos. I don't know if I sent any more.
I think you got 2 more.
Hey guys, we're still online, and we're probably about 100 yards from the actual entrance right there. And I can't see anything because there's so many people ahead of me. And I'm not the tallest guy in the world, so I'll turn around. I'll see what I can show you. Yeah.
Yeah,
so that was literally, we were less than 100 yards away from the security gate, and I was so tired, and I was like, you know what? We just spent 8.5 hours online. I'm soaking wet. I'm cold. Let's go find a place to go eat. So our friends from Chicago and Elvie and I bailed on the line, and the people that I had met from the Dilly show, Lena and Anna, were ahead of us by 100 feet. They were earlier. They were there 100 feet, and somehow they got up a little further ahead of us, and they got to the security gates. They went through security, and then as they were about to walk into the arena, the security and Secret Service said, "Sorry, we're full." Literally, they got through security, got up to the gate to get in. When we did, we were already in the restaurant, so it was crazy. It was absolutely insane. But it was just a blast. And is that it for videos, or did I send you one more?
I think there is, in fact, one more. Let me pull it up here.
Roll that videotape, good sir.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Really couldn't think of a better topper than that.
That was the culmination of our activity. I'm sorry?
I couldn't think of a better topper than that, Bruce.
Yep. Thank you very much. Yeah, that was really cool. Like what we did was when we got into the restaurant, we saw that they were playing the rally on the big screen TV. So I was like, that's really cool. And then me and another guy at a table across from us found the manager and was like, can you turn the volume up on the TV so we can all watch the rally and lower the music? And he was like, let me see what I can do. And he did it just as before Elon Musk came on stage. Oh, no, not Elon Musk. What, the guy who's a friend of Trump's, who's a businessman, way before everybody else went on, way before Eric went on. He was like the second guy to speak. We saw Megyn Kelly, but we couldn't hear her. And then they turned up the volume, and then we heard this guy speak. And from there on out, we were able to watch the rest of it. And the whole restaurant went apeshit when he turned the volume up. Everybody was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So it was wonderful. We had an awesome time. And honestly, it's not so much the fact that we couldn't get in, but, you know, life is full of adventures, and it's the only way to live. And this was an adventure for us. And it was an experience that I'll never forget. Elvia won't forget. And we just had an awesome time, even waiting online 8.5 hours, getting soaking wet. And tomorrow we have a breakfast at the Chamber of Commerce, thanks to my congressman, Andrew Garbarino, who got us into a watch party. So a friend of mine, I left my suit at home because I didn't think I was even going to need a suit. But sure enough, we did. And friends of mine that came up today brought my suit from my house with them. We put the suit together, and my general manager put the suit together for me and handed it off to them, and they brought it up this afternoon. And we met them this evening after the rally, picked up the suit, and then we just got on the train. So it ended as gloriously as it begun. So now we're going back to our friends in Virginia, where we have some barbecued ribs waiting for us. And then we're going to go to sleep early because we got another early day tomorrow. We got to be back in DC by 9:30 to get to the breakfast. So appreciate you guys saving that to the very end to make sure I could get on. So thank you guys. Appreciate that.
Yeah, indeed.
And
happy to do that.
Pretty much brings us to the end of the show. So
it does. I am just checking here. I just loaded up the chest for the D-Live folks, so get your chesticle finger ready. I'm going to let the chest go here in a little bit. And I'm looking out here on the pill to see who's live. See where we can send a raid. Obviously, we want to send a raid to Zoso if we can.
Yeah, he normally waits, but
All right. Well, Bruce, that was a fantastic contribution. And obviously, we are all thrilled that we are, let me pull it up again there, 14 hours and 59 minutes. So we just crossed the 15-hour mark. We literally just crossed the 15-hour mark to inauguration time.
And R4 Cents just sent us a cookie with a pilled link, so maybe that means.
So is he going live? Is our 4 cents going live?
I don't know. That's kind of what it looks like.
Let me pull that link up and find out what happens.
And for those of you that don't know this, there's a new feature on Rumble. I know a lot of you aren't watching on Rumble, but you can now host a show now on Rumble where if you're watching on Rumble, you can hit host and it will show up the person's show that's live. And when they click on your channel, it will go over to that person. So it's a pretty neat feature. I haven't played around with it a lot, but it's kind of funny when you go in to see what's live on Rumble and you see everybody has the same show when they're hosting. So it gets more exposure. So
Indeed. All right. Well, definitely reference to R4 I do not see R4 live right now, or I would set the raid up for that. But I don't see it live right now.
But thank you for the cookie.
All right, gentlemen, I'm going to bounce out here because we got to get off the train shortly. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging in there and catching the Bruce on the Loose here in Washington, D.C. tonight. I'm going to say adieu, and then I'll let you guys close out the show. So thanks again, guys. God bless. And I'll be sending you more videos from tomorrow. And we can do that next Sunday as well.
Indeed. All right. Well,
all right, everybody.
Stay safe, Bruce. Travel.
Thank you very much. God bless.
Cheers, Bruce.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Cosmic.
No, that's.
Cheers, everybody. God bless and peace out from Batman. Much love, everybody.
Cheers.
All right. Willie Fix It dares us to send everyone to Brooks Agnew.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea who Brooks Agnew is, but I'll look.
Well, isn't our friend Useless Crown Eater, streaming?
Let me look now. Right now, I would have to send everyone over to Burt Cocaine, I believe. I don't see anyone else. Right this instant. Available. We'll give it another minute just to give Zoso some time to set it up because he usually does. Spaz says, get back safe, Bruce.
So, all right. Well,
all right. Well, there's Hawk. All right.
Well, cheers. Enjoy your beer, everybody. Have a good night.
Oh, there was Hawk. Wait. Let me get him back. There's Hawk.
I'm still
Hawk,
here.
are you back now?
All right.
I hope not.
Well, we're just about to leave anyway, so.
Yeah.
Well,
I could see everybody.
but
that's what lets me know is I could still see everybody talking and moving, but it totally knocked me out. I couldn't hear or anything.
It's definitely going to take me some time to get used to this new EV Mux thing. Apparently, we can talk to each other backstage now, which we couldn't do with StreamYard. We always had a backstage when I was doing my own custom thing with Zoom and OBS, and we had our own private backstage thanks to Zoom. But with StreamYard, we didn't have any of that. As soon as I sent the show live, we couldn't talk anymore. And now apparently there's a backstage. We'll have to try it out some more and see what happens.
Oh yeah, we definitely got to crash test this.
Oh hell yeah.
Yep. Well.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us tonight.
All right. Well, that said, I am out of other choices. Zoso is not live, and I have not seen any sign of Zoso. So I am inclined to send our raid to Burt Cocaine.
Let's do it.
All right. So, cheers, everybody. Enjoy your beer. So, have a good night and be safe out there.
Squawk. Everybody enjoy your squawk. The bird
Good
folk
night,
out there.
everyone. Thanks for coming, and we will see you again next week.
When Trump's president. Officially.
Indeed. Under a new presidency. So with that, here comes the outro.
Folks, it's time to call a night. Do what you feel and keep both feet on the wheel. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. So till next time.
Move 'em on.
Hit 'em up.
Hit 'em up.
Move 'em on.
Move 'em on.
Hit 'em up.
Rawhide. Cut 'em out.
Ride 'em in.
Ride 'em in.
Cut 'em out.
Cut 'em out. Ride 'em in. Rawhide.
Let's get the hell out of here.